Well, since our last interview, Keefe D is now in prison for his involvement in the murder of Tupac. Were you surprised when he got locked up after all this time?
Yes and no. Cause I was watching his interviews going, damn, this nigga, like, it was unbelievable that he was just that graphic and that detailed telling the stories. Like, he telling where niggas was sitting at and who passed who the grip and like I'm like, damn. But he had me believing that he had immunity.
I think he thought that.
Right.
Proffer agreements are sort of funny, though, depending on how they're put together and who puts them together, because I think the Fed and the state is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it is immunity, but sometimes it's queen for a day, meaning that you could say it that day, but if you choose to retell it the next day, you can get prosecuted for it.
Wow. And they said he wasn't supposed to make no book and none of that, right?
I don't know. When I did the interview, they gave me a copy of the book that was already released on Amazon. In fact, if you look at his original interview, there's links to the Amazon book. So it's not like I had an early version. Right. No, it was already publicly released.
It was a public book.
It was a public released book. I said, are you guys willing to talk about what's in the book? They said yes. I said, okay then. That was the one time, people like to call me the feds, but that was the one time I've ever heard that any of my interviews were used in a courtroom. You know what I'm saying? The other time was when WAC 100 tried to bail out Keefe D, and they played my interview with WAC 100 saying that he wants to do like
they used that in there?
Yeah.
Did he bail him out?
Well, no, I think it's on hold right now. I think they're still reviewing it. But I remember they actually played the Vlad TV interview where WAC said that he plans on doing some TV shit with him after he bails him out, which is actually not illegal.
Right.
Because Keefe D is an innocent man right now. He hasn't been convicted of anything.
Right.
You could do whatever type of business you want to do. You know what I mean? If you're not convicted of a crime, even if it includes that crime. So, or that alleged crime.
But so he's still locked up?
He's still locked up right now, but I believe that they're going to allow WAC to bail him out.
Got it.
Put up the money for it. And look, he's 61 years old, so he has to go all the way with it. He can't take a plea deal because he'll die in prison.
Right. It's lights out, definitely.
And what's interesting about that case also is that, he talked about this in the book. I brought this up in my interview and he sort of talked around it. But the story in the book is that after Orlando got jumped, they went and met up with Eric Von Zip, who gave them the gun that they used to kill him. But in the book, they said that Foxy Brown was with Eric Von Zip. So they're trying to get Foxy on the stand to basically make that connection. But I don't
understand why. I don't know.
I don't think she's going to do it.
I have no idea what this is going on. But from my understanding of LA and Vegas is LA's playground, right?
Yeah.
So you active gang members, gang bangers, y'all going to LA for the fight. Y'all went out to LA with no hammers?
Well, they went from LA to Vegas.
With no hammers? That don't make sense to me.
Who? You're talking about Pac's crew?
No, I'm talking about
Keefe in Orlando?
Yeah. How y'all in Vegas with no grips?
Well, you got to take a step back a little bit. You have to realize that in Vegas, especially during that time, Vegas was trying to rebrand itself as the family-friendly place to go. They were pushing like circus, bring the kids, bring your wife. It's not just gambling, it's fun for the whole family. So if you get caught with a gun out there, they're gonna give you 20 fucking years. Like it was really, and that's why, for example, that's why Vegas didn't really pursue that case, because they didn't want to be in the media for the next 2 years about rappers shooting each other on the strip.
I get that.
So everyone was sort of worried to bring a gun into Vegas.
Really?
During that time. Yeah, no, it's because Pac's people even didn't bring guns. Because Pac's bodyguard didn't have a gun. Because everyone's looking at Pac's bodyguard like, what you gonna do? He's like, I didn't bring my gun.
We talking about active gangbangers. They know they got.
I feel you.
issues.
I feel that's
back
actually
home.
a good point. I didn't actually think about that. Yeah, so
that
why
a
would
New
they need a
York-
gun?
that
Why
a
would they
New
bring a
York
gun
nigga
with
gave
them?
you a
Yeah,
gun
no,
and this is
okay.
your backyard?
No, I got you.
That's like, that don't make sense. It's like New York niggas going to Atlantic City. Like, we don't.
Like, you go run into someone that you might have a problem with.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I always found that part to be odd because this is y'all backyard. Y'all took a trip to Vegas. Y'all don't got men's in them situated. Y'all not situated there in y'all backyard. I don't know. I really just don't know. That was just the only question to me. That just sound odd that you would need somebody from New York who is 3,000 miles away from home to get a grip from him. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I didn't ever think about it that way. Like, why didn't any of those guys? And they were like, whatever.
That don't make sense. We talking about active. We're
They
not
were
talking
at
about
least 4
civilians.
deep.
We're not talking about civilians. We're talking about active gang
gangsters.
members that's out here.
No, you're right. No, it's a good point.
Stepping on shit. So you get to Vegas, and y'all know y'all got problems? I don't know.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out in the trial.
I don't know.
You know what happens.